Welcome, everyone, to the Creating Young Minds Week 16 recap. We had two games on this past Friday, which I thought were top games. Now, they were both blowouts. I will start that off by saying that. But both of these teams, I think, are played well. The teams that won, that is, that played well. The other teams, they had some struggles to deal with. But before we get right into the show, first off, let me say this show is about creating young minds, the Undiscovered League. What creating young minds is that it helps young men in life. It gives them opportunity to play basketball, but also it helps them in life and being able to build life skills, build things outside of basketball. And this is young men mixed with middle age and kind of older that are all playing basketball. Some of them are aspiring to play in professional. And also this team, the Undiscovered League, is a mixture of guys that play in what's called the TBL, which is the basketball league. And that's the Lewisville Leopards, which you can kind of see behind me with that logo. So today was a special day for the Lewisville Leopards, a part of the basketball league, because they had media day today. So that was really good to hear from the different players and able to hear, what they're looking forward to, and also just being able to hear what's upcoming for this league. The first game was on Saturday, the 10th, at the Macedonia Care Center in Lewisville, Texas at 2 p.m. They'll be going up against the Houston Push. The Houston Push is owned by Steve Francis, a.k.a. Stevie Franchise. You remember him back in Houston Rockets days. Also, he played for Maryland, the Terrapins. So that was one thing I wanted to point out before we get right into the show. But the first game is coming up April the 10th, which is Saturday, 2 p.m. Also, they have another game the next following day, which is Sunday, the 11th. You can go to creatingyoungminds.org to check out the games, and also go to the Instagram account. Is type in Creating Young Minds, and then if you go to the link in the bio, you'll be able to buy tickets there. But if you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, I highly suggest you come through. These are very young and talented young men that are really building a name for themselves, and I think have a really good, shot and opportunity to make it into whatever realm of basketball that they want to go. So, again, I highly suggest you check it out. So let's get into the games. We had two games from Friday. The first one was the Undiscovered team versus the Underdogs. The Undiscovered team is a mixture, like I said, of guys that play for the Lewisville Leopards, which is here in Texas, a part of the TBL, the basketball league. And it was a blowout. Like, when I tell you what the score is, I'm not going to tell you the score to the end. When I tell you what the score is, though, you're going to probably be a little shocked. But it was a very run and gun, up and down type of game. Undiscovered is one of those teams that just play up and down defense. They play the full length of the court. Their coach is always extremely vocal in letting the team know that I need you hustling. I need you getting up on the floor. I need you, being physical when it comes to defense. And this is, it's always great to watch these games because Coach Mathis Crowder is really one of those guys, man, where he will get in your ear, but he's a motivator. He's one of those people that motivate, one of those people that's going to get the absolute best out of you. And you need coaches like that. You need people like that to be able to get you, get the best they can out of you, and also help you, be the best you that you can be. And that's one of the great things that I appreciate. I say this often about this league and about these players, is that they really pushed themselves to do better. They pushed themselves to continue to go work hard and get out there. So the Undiscovered team on Friday was playing without Michael Lenore and Tremaine Thomas. Michael Lenore was doing the commentating in the game, both games. And, it was good to see this team play without two of their major players. I thought it was very interesting to see that because, if you don't have one of your star players, it's easy for you to make excuses, but they worked hard. They put in the work, and I was impressed. I was definitely impressed. And you will see here momentarily when I give you that update on the score, you will see how not dramatic, but how massive of a win that these guys had and what they put in to this game. So we'll start it off. Undiscovered, D'ing up as usual. That's one of the things I talk about quite a bit. And if you see the link below, that's where you'll be able to watch the Undiscovered games. Also, you go to creatingyoungminds.org to get more information there as well. But, these guys are hustling and doing their thing on the floor, which is something that you got to appreciate, especially if you're a basketball fan. All right, so Undiscovered playing the defense as usual, really D'ing up. Jetpack J with a few dunks, getting him early and often. Biggie, his name is Robbie Abanasser. He is a 7-foot-tall center, 7'8" wingspan. He was playing extremely physical. I wanted to make sure I shot him out. Playing on both ends of the floor, too. That is special, playing on both ends of the floor. Aziz Fadika. He is a new player that was just drafted by the Lewisville Leopards. This guy, physical, can run the floor. Very, very fun to watch. I'm really looking forward to watching him for the Lewisville Leopards in the TBL. Aziz really able to cut to the hole. He's 6'8", but the guy is limber. The guy is flexible. He's able to do quite a bit of everything on the floor. So it's 24-7. Undiscovered was up, leading in the first. Going into the second, Undiscovered just came out swinging. It was really hard. I'm not gonna say impossible. It was extremely difficult to be able to keep up with these guys because they're just so physical. They're so physical, and they run and gun. It's just one of those teams where they play on both sides of the ball, offense and defense. They don't play half and half. They play 100 and 100 on both sides. I really like the connection between Marcus Brooks and Aziz Fadika. They seem to be building a good connection, so I'm looking forward to watching them in the TBL coming up on Saturday as well. Aziz is a beast down low. I wrote that down in my notes, man. This kid is really fun to watch, man. And he's going to be, I think he's definitely going to be a staple in this upcoming league and these upcoming games for the TBL. So it's going to be fun to watch. It's definitely going to be fun to watch because these guys, man, continue, man, to just put in work. That's it, man. They just continue to put in work. They continue to do their thing, night in, night out. Balsa Bolshevik killing it with the floater. Man, he was getting buckets in as well. He's one of the top rebounders in this league. He had 12 rebounds on the day, 20 and 12, 20 points, 12 rebounds. He had a really good game. It was 48-15 at the half. Undiscovered was up. It was just starting to pull away. They were just really just starting to pull away. And at that point, this is just one of those teams where you cannot allow them to get a lead, and you can't expect to be coming back because they're just so dominant in that way. They're so dominant, and it's hard to be able to catch up. So we're talking about week 16 of the Creating Young Minds Undiscovered League. You see the logo behind me. Go to creatingyoungminds.org or the link down below so you can check out the future games. Also, the Lewisville Leopards, which is in a part of Creating Young Minds, they'll be playing in a basketball game in the TBL, the Basketball League, coming up this Saturday, the 10th. Balsa Bolshevik getting his shot, catching the underdogs asleep. And also I think this tells you how this team, as in the Undiscovered team, has played together for so long that they work really well together. And you can tell the teams that have played together over a period of time, you can tell the ones that have not. And I think that's the chemistry that we're seeing, or that we were seeing. Undiscovered was pouring it on. It was 67-17 in the third. I really couldn't believe it. And I wrote down Undiscovered is about to score 100. It was just steal after steal, bucket after bucket. Going into the fourth quarter, it was 89-28. You heard that right. 89-28. Shout out to the underdogs. But it was a blowout. It was massive. It was a massive blowout. Undiscovered got 100 points. This ending score 122-40. 122-40. That was a 82-point win. They were playing 10-minute quarters, and they were just dominating. That's just pure dominance. We don't have any highlights tonight, but we will give you the stat sheet, and we'll continue to break down this game and the following game. But thank you to Shira and Mathis Crowder for the opportunity to be able to cover Creating Young Minds in the Undiscovered League. I'm really appreciative of this opportunity. All right, so the Undiscovered team, let's go down the stat sheet. Shout out to Lewis Trey Patterson, man. Big day. 28 points, 7 assists, 4 rebounds, 8 steals. Really doing this thing. Almost had a triple-double. Balsa Bolshevik with 20 points, 12 rebounds. Marcus Brooks, 10 points, 10 assists, 3 rebounds, 7 steals. He was all over the floor, too. And these guys are revving up for their first game this Saturday, man. They're getting ready. Jarrett Jetpack J. Henderson, 23 points, 11 rebounds, 2 steals, doing his thing. Aziz Fadika from Quincy University at 18.6 rebounds. And those are hard points, man. Those are hustle points, cutting to the hole. I think he had a dunk in this game as well, man. He was just putting in work. The underdogs, a shout out to Donathan Daniels. He had 13 points on the day. Also, like I gave a shout out to Biggie, and Biggie was doing his thing. Robbie Audubon Nasser is his full name. 7 foot tall, 7'8" wingspan. Like I said, he'll be playing on the Lewisville Leopards team as well, coming up soon. So that was the first game, 122-40. Man, I don't know if I've ever seen a blowout in that fashion. But again, these guys have chemistry. These guys have been playing together, I would say, for at least a year, if not longer. So let's take a quick break, and when we get back, we will get into the second game, which was the Lewisville Black versus the Texas Bruins, a new team that's playing in the Undiscovered League. So we'll be right back. Thank you for tuning in to Week 16 recap of the Creating Young Minds Undiscovered League. Hi, my name is Ben Sutter III, and I'm founder and owner of BS3 Radio. I've been podcasting for 5 years, and with BS3 Radio, it has grown to over 46,000 listens and downloads. I've helped hundreds of people to start a podcast by giving them the knowledge, tools, and confidence to be successful. Now I'm here to help you do the same with BS3 Coaching. So let's build a successful Podcast. I will be your podcast coach. We'll be able to work one-on-one. I won't be giving you a booklet and just telling you to look over it, but we'll be working one-on-one, side by side, to either help build up a successful podcast or to take your podcast to the next level. So click the link above or below to check out the pricing. I look forward to working with you, and God bless. All right, welcome back. Talking about week 16 of the Creating Young Minds Undiscovered League. Shout out to my man Togo Coles. Thank you for tuning in. He is a podcaster as well. He has a show called The Lonely Hearts Cafe, which is on Spreaker.com on Wednesday nights at 7. I believe that's 7 Central, 8 Eastern. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Make sure to check out his show. Also coming up at the top of the hour, we'll be going into the next show on BS3 Radio. We'll be doing a movie review of Godzilla versus Kong with the forecast. So that's myself, Dawkins, Wilkes, also A-Trap B. So make sure to tune in for that as well. So, all right, so going into the second game, which was the Lewisville Black versus the Texas Bruins. Texas Bruins are a new team. Haven't seen them play before, but I will say there are some familiar faces, which I'll touch on that. Tremaine Thomas was playing for the Lewisville Black. He kicked off the game early with a dunk. Looked beautiful, nice, right off the tip off. The tip off. You get the tip off and you take it right in for a dunk. I was really looking forward to seeing what Keith Smith was going to do. Keith Smith is a young kid, 18 years old. Man, is a baller, man, a young baller. I was really thinking this should be a really good game. I thought it was going to be close. It wasn't necessarily as close. It was still a 21-point victory. But I got to say, man, it was pretty close for a certain amount of time. Keith Smith playing above the rim. He had a nice dunk throughout the game. Both coaches were vocal. I appreciate that, man. I'm a old school, I guess you could say, basketball fan. Well, being vocal, calling out plays, being vocal to your players, being vocal as teammates, I think is extremely important, especially if you want to be successful and you want to build that camaraderie, which we've seen that on both sides in this game. In the first quarter, at the end of the first, it was 24-25. Aziz Fadika playing a doubleheader. He is a part of the Lewisville Leopards. He was a first-round draft pick for this team. This team is in what's called the TBL, the Basketball League. They have teams all over the country, and they'll be starting their first game this upcoming Saturday, 2 p.m. Central, 3 Eastern. The Lewisville Leopards will be playing the Houston Push, owned by Steve Francis. You remember him from the Houston Rockets. All right, so Aziz playing a doubleheader, man. He played both games, playing well down low. A beast down low, man. He's just one of those players who's extremely fun to watch, I think. Kevin Big Shot Booze doing his thing. Got a nice assist to Richardson, excuse me. The Texas Bruins were playing some good D. I was impressed by how they were playing D. They were physical in their defense. So I was appreciative of that. Aziz, again, man, just nice hustle on both ends of the floor. Played in both games. They had 2 games on Friday. You can see the link down below. That's where you can check out the games in the future. It was 48-31, so not as close at halftime. So my question was, will the Texas Bruins be able to come back? Which a lot of these teams, I'll say, are mixed of players throughout this entire league, which is week 16. So they had different players on different teams. But the Undiscovered team has been the best team this entire 16 weeks. They're undefeated, and they just play great basketball up and down on the floor. Wanted to give a shout out to Katarius Bochum with a smooth Euro step. He was playing well. Shout out to my man Archie Red. He said, "What league is this?" Great question. So this is a part of what's called the Undiscovered League, and it's through a organization called Creating Young Minds, which is here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. They're in Lewisville, Texas. If you're not familiar with that, it's about 20, 30 minutes outside of Dallas. But the big picture is these players are a part of the basketball league. That's the name of the league. And they have leagues all over the country. It's the third ranked league in pro basketball. I will put the website there so that you can see it. And they're going to be starting off their first game this Saturday, and post that. It's thebasketballleague.net, and yeah, it's guys that are it's a pro basketball league. You know, they're doing their thing. Oh yeah, I'm local. Okay, shout out to you, Archie. Shout out to you. Yeah, man. Here's a website right here. I'm gonna post it so that you can see it wherever you may be tuning in or watching this. You should be able to see that link there. So yeah, go to that website right there. Also go to creatingyoungminds.org. But it's a mixture of basketball players that are, 17, 18, 19, 22 in that kind of range, whether out of college or right out of high school, and they're looking to get, pro opportunities and pro chances. Man, Archie, we gotta link up. I didn't know you were in Dallas. I didn't know that. Definitely gotta link up one day. But they have former NBA players, former guys that have played overseas. One of the star players in this league was CJ Carter. He played for the Texas Legends as well as the New York Knicks. Normally I would have highlights, but the Lewisville Leopards, which is the kind of team that this league is kind of made up of, kind of training them and getting them ready for the first game, which is coming up. But normally I would have highlights, but they had media day today, so I definitely understand, man. These guys are extremely busy. Mathis Crowder and Shira Ackerman, they are the owners, general managers of this team and of this organization. And they're really helping to build young men. Where it says creating young minds, that's the real thing. Really helping them be better men, helping them be better individuals, helping them be leaders in society. And that's, one thing that I really appreciate. All right, so Katarius Boachman, wanted to give a shout out to him. Can the Texas Bruins come back? That was my question. Obviously, that answer was no. Marcus Richardson, nice cut to the basket. The score was 60-45. Lewisville Black was up at the end of the third. Wanted to give a shout out to Ramon Tuck. A nice play with a nice assist to Alan Smith. He was playing well. Lewisville Black with so many offensive rebounds within the last 2 minutes. It was just really no way that the Texas Bruins were able to come back. And end up score being 80-58. Lewisville Black wins the game. Let's get to the stat sheet. First off, Shemaine Thomas. He played professional basketball in Albania. He had 18 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists. I like Shemaine Thomas, man. I like the way this guy plays. When he's on the court, my eyes are zoomed on him as well as other players. Jesse Williams with a nice day, 16, 10, and 2. Aziz Fadika, he played a doubleheader. They're playing 10-minute quarters. Shout out to my man OC, talking with OC Overton Claiborne. Thank you for coming through. Make sure you guys tune in at the top of the hour as well. We'll be doing a movie review of Godzilla vs. Kong. So you can give us your thoughts on how you felt. If you watched it or not, it's on HBO Max. I'll get into my thoughts about it in about at the top of the hour. Kevin Booz, 15 points, 3 assists. He went to Lamar University. Marcus Richardson had 10, 5, and 2. And leading scorer on the Texas Bruins was prep school star. I believe he's 19, 18, 19, 15 points, 4 rebounds. And then Katarius Boachman, 12 points, 7 rebounds. I apologize if I am saying your name incorrectly. He is from Butler Community College. So those are the 2 games from Friday. Also, we'll have games coming up this Saturday and Sunday. If you follow Creating Young Minds on Instagram, click the link in the bio to take you to that you could buy tickets to the games, as well as this link down below where you can check out the Undiscovered League games. But they have 2 games coming up this weekend. It's the start of the basketball league season. That's the website right there. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Thank the players for doing their thing on the court. Big shout out to Trey Patterson. I'm going to give him the player of the day. 28 points, 7 assists, 8 steals, 4 rebounds. Really doing this thing extremely physical on the floor. And we will be back next week with more of a recap. Also, we'll have some TBL to talk about. So some Lewisville Leopards. That is the team that's a part of the TBL. So thank you all for tuning in tonight. Make sure to tune in next week. We will be back in about 30 minutes with the forecast with me and 3 other brothers. We'll be talking about Godzilla versus Kong. Opening day for the Lewisville Leopards, again, is April the 10th, 2 p.m. Central, Macedonia Care Center. You guys have a great evening, and I will see you guys in about 30 minutes if you're able to come through. Thank you. God bless.